bad lighting for this video, but you know we're starting a good one when we're starting with I'm in a mood today, and today I am in one. Reenacting a conversation with my classmate would be the way we start this video. We were having a conversation in math class and not really having it because we are already kind of done for the year anyways. So yeah, we're having this debate and this girl says, hey, like men should be able to, you know, clean the house and do certain things without being called wuss and pussies and stuff like this, to which I fully agree on. She was saying that women should take their own lead and learn how to change their tires and stuff like this, which, yeah, sure, women can do that. She was talking about how men and women should be comfortable with switching around their roles, and women should be allowed to be the breadwinners of the house as much as they want to, which is not a bad sentiment. The way she followed it up basically summed up to some feminist bullshit, and to which I said that that is not normal. I said, well, hear me out for a second. We should not destroy the binary, and neither should we destroy the standard we've had for thousands and thousands of years just because a bunch of kids that didn't get told I love you when they were young now decided to create a movement. Like, we shouldn't do that. Kind of with the gay movement and all that. That's my opinion on it. We shouldn't do that. That to me is stupid. What we should do though is encourage men and women to take their different roles, but realize that men and women are different in any way. And that's okay. That's fully okay to be out and open with. But men and women have their biological differences. And right now, a big debate that started in the community is the debate of trans women in sports, which we will talk about a little bit in this video, but just a little later on. To me, to have a binary, there is a reason. We should not destroy the binary because it's there for a fucking reason. As is everything. To me, standards we've had for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years, like, you know, like, we've been in caves and women took care of the babies and men were the breadwinners. We move on and that continues on to repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat over centuries. There's a clear reason why it repeats, because men and women have biological differences. One of the biggest ones is that women carry babies. Therefore, that brings women the maternal instinct. Therefore, women are a little more sensitive, they're a little bit more caring, they're a little bit more gentle, just because they are the ones that are supposed to produce the offspring, right? They're supposed to take care of the offspring. That is completely normal, and that is a part of our biology. That's why this stereotype will never disappear, because it's a part of our biology. It's literally in your DNA. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that we should respect that. Rather than destroying the binary, we should work within it. Which is my biggest problem with the left in general, with all of the movements like, you know, LGBT and the trans movement and feminism in general. You're trying to destroy a binary that's worked for thousands of years and rebuild it from scratch. But everything in this world has already been invented. There's no new ideas. They keep on repeating. You can see that with inventions, like the airplane is a very good example of that, where man wanted to fly from the beginning of time, but just didn't know how to. Now we have planes, now we can fly. It's totally fine. But that's not a new concept, and it's never been a new concept. All of the things we can create are just building off of things we know. We don't create jack shit new. Everything has been invented, and everything has been thought of, especially when we were talking about social norms. We've gone through all of them, and creating new ones just because a bunch of fucking angsty teens didn't want to be the emo kids, now they want to be the trans kids, or a bunch of angry women that didn't get dicked, now all of a sudden want to create the feminist movement, or at least waves of it that don't make any fucking sense. We are in a fourth wave of feminism that is trying to replace men with women. I mean, we have the technology right now for a woman to impregnate herself and create only female babies. That is not normal, and that is not sane. It is just not. It is so fucking weird to me of why we should fucking do that. That is so messed up to me. I mean, amazing, I guess. Yay, science, but at the same time, what the fuck? Why would you do that? I mean, a family is created by a man and a woman, and not only for biological reasons, fuck the biological reasons at this point. No, it's created on that because of the fact that, well, to nurture a child properly, you need both parents, and you need the attention of both. It's everybody would argue, well, the mother role, that's more important. Well, clearly it isn't, because seeing children develop without a father definitely develops some very messed up issues. We live in a day and age where everybody has some problem with something, and a big portion of the population, 2/3 to be exact, have mental health issues. That clearly says that what we're doing is wrong. We are going in the opposite direction of progression. Rather, we are going to digression. And this girl was trying to argue to me that we were being progressive and we should progress. And following what evolution has taught us basically means that we're digressing because we are not changing anything about it. Well, no. She said evolution has to go like this and we are going like this. Well, in that aspect, we should go like this because it's worked for centuries and there's no other way it would work. That's just in our DNA, that's just our biology, and that's completely normal. The fact that it's an old thing doesn't mean we should destroy it. I understand the purpose of feminism, don't think I don't. I understood the first wave, and I kind of understood the second wave. Obviously, the first wave brought us the right to vote, and then the second wave brought equal pay. That is amazing, but other than that, women didn't need much more. Right now, you're arguing over slut-shaming and mansplaining and manspreading and custody battles, which is absolutely fucking disgusting. Because, let's be honest, a woman walking around in her underwear pretending that that doesn't garner male attention is absolutely another BS. You cannot say anything else about that. It is complete and utter bullshit. Because, let's be fucking real. Men have attractions, and no matter how much we tell men keep it in your pants, some men can't, and it's our job to protect ourselves from them. I'm not protecting the man here, and I'm not saying it as sympathizing with the man. Rather, I'm saying it as protecting women is very important, and women should know how to protect themselves. And at the rise of this movement, we are having problems with trans people. With trans women mostly, I have not heard any controversies with trans men, but the biggest conversation right now is that a weightlifter, she is trans, has been accepted into the Olympics, which is a big deal because she has been destroying her competition. And it's because of the fact that she is destroying her competition that this is a very big problem. She transitioned very, late on. So, in her life, so that means that the bone density would never change with hormone therapy. It never will, no matter what, but clearly with weightlifting, that is a very big important part. Your muscles wouldn't change that much even after a year of hormone therapy, no matter what, because you've grown and fully gone through male puberty. And that is a big point of contempt, where this biologically doesn't make sense. It's destroying women's sports. It's moving biological women out of women's sports and out of women's spaces to accommodate trans women. And then on top of that, saying that we should validate every single trans woman or every single trans person in general just because they say they're trans out of fucking nowhere. Clearly we are having a problem. Clearly we have a lot of detransition stories that nobody wants to cover. But if you open up YouTube and you say detransition, so many stories of people, usually girls to be quite honest, saying they felt mistreated, misfit, and they didn't feel understood. And hearing the feminist movement say that men have it better than women, all of a sudden that pushed them into a transition because, well, if you can be a man, then you can get fixed with that problem. You're a man now. You don't have the patriarchy to worry about. or whatever else, which can tell you how harmful it is. Teaching women or people in general that we should live in a culture of fear, because that's pretty much what we live in, is absolutely disgusting, where we are not liberating, we're putting down and pushing out of spaces. Where the trans movement is pushing out women out of women's spaces, well, men are being pushed out of every single space, not even just like spaces dedicated for women, no, out of every single space. And we are creating this discomfort around each other, creating more hatred rather than fixing it in the form of an activism that isn't even fucking real activism. It's just blabber for blabber's sake. It's a very smart way to hide the corruption of America. I'll give you that, because this is mostly happening in America, but it's a very fucking smart way to hide your corruption. Yeah, sure. Make your society be occupied with social politics rather than actual politics, so they can ignore your dumbass policies and agree with them because they agree with you on your social politics. Create a bunch of laws that will kind of calm them down and just hide your corruption under the patriarchy. It's very smart, I will give them that, but it doesn't mean that it's right. You should definitely look more into that. That is not some crazy hypothesis. No, that's actually realistic. You know what I mean? It is fully realistic. Especially because now American politicians are messing up Bulgarian politics, which are already fucked up as is, but are banning a bunch of Bulgarian politicians for a very good reason. But stop playing world policing. How about you fix your own problems? Because definitely you're not a non-corrupt country. Get it? Definitely you should kind of look into that. This was a pretty productive little rant. I hope you got my point. I hope you leave this conversation a little bit thoughtful, and I would love to see your opinions about this in the comments. What do you think on all of these topics? Do you think women are being pushed out of women's spaces? For that, I would link a very good video by Sydney Watson. She did a very, very good and very thorough analysis into women being pushed out of women's spaces. I think you should definitely check into that. Overall, like, support her channel. It's really, really amazing. I really, really love it. But yeah, I'm gonna leave this video right off here. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you can think about something tonight. So yeah, cut it off here. See you in my next video. Bye.